sorry for getting tired of me. But so I looked at our program, and it does say that this is a speechcraft program, right? So I was a bit curious, so I went online and I searched up what is speechcraft, and it turns out speechcraft is actually a synonym for charisma. What is charisma? Charisma is a trait that what some people will call charming. A charming person is someone who you meet them and you're like, oh, I like this person because hey, they're very good at communicating. Just for example, if you look at some TV personalities, they are what we call charismatic because you look at them and you're like, I like this person. Then I looked at the types of speeches and what they told you to do for the speeches. And it was very interesting because if you look at the list of what they told you to do, they're like, use visual aids, use humor, never do some of these things. And it sounded a lot like stand-up comedy to me. And then I realized, hey, stand-up comedy is actually speech. So I tried to incorporate some of that into it. So how did I hear about Toastmasters? As Mr. Hall did, yes. My parents did make me come. So I could borrow a marker.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the first day when I came to Toastmasters. My dad told me, he's like, oh, you should go to this class because you can learn how to be a good speaker, and that way you'll have less time chatting online. So the first day I came with my cousin Kevin, and we drove here, and I sat into my first class. So my first impression was that why am I here? I would rather be outside, playing video games. As background knowledge, on Sundays I usually go to Chinese school, so I actually had to give that up to do it on Saturday, so basically this is my entire weekend. So coming to Toastmasters, I was very distraught, because I didn't know if my experiences in this class would be favorable or not. So after the first class, I was like, you know what, this might not be too bad. And I began to hit my stride in the second class, being adapting to this class. I think the part that made me adapt to this the quickest was when I was elected president, because one of the best ways to make someone like something is to give them a position of power, right? So I became the president, and I was like, now I'm starting to feel a little important. And so I decided to become the team player and fully adopt this program, and I actually started enjoying it. Like what other people said, I like impromptu speaking the most. I am definitely a hands-on person. I really do not like sitting and listening to a lecture and taking class, because in about 5 minutes I will start falling asleep. So, as a side note about how there's always an emphasis on bank accounts and acronyms like FAST, TIS. I actually tried making an acronym to share with you guys about Toastmasters. It's a lot harder than it sounds, so I gave up after the S. So, how did I prepare for my speeches? Honestly, I like to procrastinate. So for most of my speeches, they were improvisations, or I just thought of a program. I thought of a topic, and I just went along with it. So actually, this speech I did prepare. And before I turn the lectern over, a word of advice. This is actually, I hope that this will be a big quote someday. In a world where simple words have started wars, where words sometimes speak louder than actions, you must know how to communicate. Learning to use the tools of modern communication is the difference between the prospering of your people and utter destruction. We can either write history or let it write us. Let's get to work. Let's welcome up Jeffrey to evaluate, Michael,